Jimmy. Jim, Jimmy. Jim, James, son!
We are back with another episode of the Jim's channel. I apologize if the wind is a bit nasty on this day. It's been pretty nasty all day. Not as nasty as this car, though. Why don't you go ahead and check this out. This is a 1994 Plymouth Sundance. I almost called it an Acclaim, but it might as well be. This thing is one rusty, crusty barnacle from the deep sea. Just look at it. It was once pink, and it was eventually changed to aquamarine in the 90s, and now it's just fucking ugly. This car came to me for, I think, a grand total of about $370 or so. The seller wanted $700, and I said, no. However, you know, it's unique. It's probably the last, and I'm being honest when I say it's probably the last one of these that still crawls these wretched roads, honestly. It is a hatchback. I had no idea until I opened it up earlier. I thought this was a trunk, like a standard trunk, but no, this is a hatchback. It's got this nice broken taillight, and you can see that it used to be teal, or it used to be pink, like a, I don't know, like a Courage the Cowardly Dog color, and now it is a turquoise, and now it's kind of nothing. But the reason I purchased this fine young cannibal of an automobile, not because it's beautiful. Oh, no. It is definitely not beautiful. I don't think there is one thing about this car that is beautiful. I mean, that's the radio. That thing is the radio. I don't know what that is. I think that's a floppy drive for all the fuck I know. But the air kind of works. And there's this. I don't even know how such a thing would occur. Maybe smoking a doobie. There's this, which is one of those power actuated door things. The door holds itself open, though. I've had a lot of nice cars that don't even do that. Bunch of, oh, that's always a reassuring sight. A jug of coolant and a spare battery. And a Scotch-Brite pad or a Mr. Clean eraser. The plot thickens. Anywho, or as my friend used to say, any whore, we are going to see if this wretched beast, simply wretched, comes to life. I was told that it runs quite well. Hey, look at that. Oh, wow. Just a bevy of noises, huh? No fucking way. I'm sorry for all the curse words if, you know, you're a child watching this, or maybe a sensitive ninny. I apologize for all the nasty, negative things that I say in these videos, but I'm a sour sack of shit. What can I say? I'm a pickle. I'm a dill pickle. But, you know, here, it's a Chevy Cobalt. You can just hoik the door into there, nothing's gonna happen. I think this is carbureted. Honestly, I have no clue. Look, there's some more of that pink paint, and look at that. Look at the size of that chip of Bondo. Ooh, yummy. Dang. So how do I, oh, it even holds itself open. No shit, huh? Alright. Listen to that baby purr. It just purrs, and that's all she does. It even has a new transmission. Look at this. See that? Somebody paid to put a transmission in this thing. Even the air conditioning compressor is functioning. Like, where do these cars crawl from? They're just under a tree for 25 years, and then somebody hands it to my ass and is like, here you go. Honestly, I drove this thing down the street, and you would not believe how nice it drives. I just don't get it. Hi, me. Hello. It's got a check engine light, obviously, and I checked it. It's still there, so we're good. Oh, look at that. You want to see some high quality? Hell yeah. I actually have that thing. It's over here. You will notice there is no window crank on this side, as there should be on this side. And, well, that's because the window was busted out by a crackhead about a week ago. You know, someone came in here looking for some, hold on, let's get the air quotes in there, valuables, and busted the window out with a nearby brick. That is the dumbest crackhead that I can fathom, because who would break into this thing looking for valuables? A crackhead. There's a spare light bulb. But listen to that. It just purrs. It has 195,000 miles on it. But this stupid thing just runs beautifully, and it has these awful... Oh, you ought to see the headliner on this thing. There you go. Look at the sun visor. I'm sorry the sun's in our way, so you can't see too much, but again, the wretched, simply wretched. Oh, man. So for those of you who say, I just can't afford a car, well, you know, bullshit. Here's a car right here for $375. Look, it even goes into gear. You want to see? Look at that. It even went into gear. Okay, all gears. Look at that. It's in drive now. So, I don't know what we're going to do with this crusty-ass barnacle, but I'll figure it out. I'm sure I have something up my sleeve that we can do. But for now, I think I'm going to get out of this disgustingly smelly thing because I think I have meningitis just sitting in here. So, I'll catch you in a second. Well, it's been about 3 days now, and it's been raining basically the entire time. And of course, I buy the car with a busted-out window. On the weekend, it decides to rain. Isn't that something else? So a USPS priority box and a throw blanket I found in the back of that Malibu are now keeping water out of the car. And it's doing a pretty good job, actually. All the tires seem to have basically gone flat over the last few days. You know, surprise. And it's just sort of been sitting here. I started planning on finding some hubcaps, and I even found and located, I guess found and located is the same damn thing, but I found a winder, as they say, a window for this side for $25, so I was going to go pick it up, but then this lovely rain came about. I'm going to see if it even starts after sitting for several days. I have zero faith in this thing starting. Usually it does this, and then it just goes click, 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 so we'll find out. Well, look at that. That's, I think the check engine light went out. No frickin' way. It did. Huh. Well, there you go. Fixed itself. It actually does run surprisingly well. I'm kind of flabbergasted by that, to be honest. Now, I was going to put a radio in this thing just because I honestly have no idea what this is. And I was going to put a window in it just so somebody could have, at the very least, a complete car that they could drive around in. My ass is a little wetter than I'd like it to be right now. But this is no joke. In the next video I release, not the video about this car, but in the next video, you're going to see a Chevy Cobalt that I bought that was sitting over there. And I sold that Chevy Cobalt to an elderly gentleman who wanted it for his daughter just to drive around in. And while he was here, he saw this thing sitting here, forlorn, and said, I'll give you $500 for it, if it runs. And of course it wouldn't start when he went to go try to start it. I eventually figured out the battery terminal was bad. But we may have this thing sold, and we did nothing to it. I didn't even clean it. So let's pray to, as my neighbors say, Jehovah. Let's keep praying to that guy, who may or may not exist, and see if this guy comes through and buys this thing. Because if he does, you know, I would be absolutely thrilled. And there's my makeshift window thing that does not allow water inside. This tire is not flat. It's only the ones on that side that are flat, and that one a little bit. But yeah, I guess this is gonna be a goodbye to this car. It came and it went. It was not one of the ones I fixed up. This is not a project rebuild. This is more of a babysitting opportunity. Alrighty, well, I lied. As you can see, annoyance has gotten the better of me once again, and I absolutely had to replace this stereo. This is the worst, most ancient hunk of shit in existence. And I want the new owner to at least have something that they can listen to some tunes on, so let's get to putting this thing in. So about 20 minutes later, we have all the wiring properly installed the way it should be, not one of those twisty-tie messes of evil. And if you take a listen, no more of that. I like the Wolfman, don't get me wrong. The Wolfman's got a cool, soothing voice that I wish I had, but the radio's working at least, and I'm impressed that these speakers actually work. I'm very impressed. You can see I reattached that with some lovely duct tape. And look, a window! Isn't that amazing? There's a window there now. There's no crank for said window, so you can't roll it down, but there's a window. And look what I did to the sun visor. I kind of fucked it up. Ah, well. What do you expect for, like, you know, cheap? So at least the radio's working now. That makes me happy, and I'm sure it will make the new owner very happy. So let's throw this mess back together. This car really is looking better and better by the hour. I mean, I'm starting to get impressed a little bit. It's almost coming together like a real car. Who would have guessed? All I gotta do is do a little vacuum on this thing, and I think that's gonna do it. So let me do that vacuum, and I'll catch you in a second. Well, progress is being made. Progress like cheese. The interior is much better than it was when I received it. I vacuumed the shit out of it. Just gave it a general cleanup. Put these seat covers that were in the Cobalt on it, because I sold the Cobalt Put a nice new radio in it, cleaned the dashboard up, reaffixed the door panel here. As you can see, the window is there now. Found the window crank in the back seat along with the fuse box cover, thank goodness. I thought I was going to have to try to hunt one of those sacks of shit down. Cleaned the rear seats as well. You can see the rear seats aren't too bad. I've got the trunk propped open with this pole I found in it, which is clearly for, you know, what that's used for. The trunk's not too bad in there. I did find this time machine just laying in there. I can't believe somebody would leave this IBM 3 Series time machine just laying in there. You know, that's a rare antique. That's an antiquity. I'm gonna keep that baby. I did find the license plate in the trunk as well, and it is quite expired, so that's nice. There's a bottle of brake fluid, and there's the radio box. It also had a spare tire in there. There's actually 2 spare tires. This side looks just as good. It looks better than it did, that's for sure. And I think it'll make somebody a pretty nice little car just to toot around in. I'm gonna ask barely anything for this car because it's not really worth anything, you know. You can also see there's a pair of hubcaps, or I should say a set of hubcaps on there. I was given that for 10 bucks. They'll actually go to a Chrysler, believe it or not. I think it goes to a Dodge Stratus or a Chrysler Stratus or a Plymouth Breeze or Between the Knees. I don't know. I don't know what that shit's called. I don't remember. But yeah, the only thing this thing needs now is some gasoline. So I'm gonna go get my gas jug and head off to the gas station because this thing is basically out. But other than that, she's looking pretty good. I think the next course of action will be to, of course, after putting the gas in it, take it for a little drive. So join me on a drive, won't you? So I don't know if you can hear me over the wind noise or not, but this thing does seem to drive exceptionally well considering its absolutely horrifying physical condition. It's not often that you dredge a car up out of a lake and afterwards it seems to drive just fine. You can see that it has power. It does shift through all the gears, surprisingly enough. But I just thought I'd take you guys on one ride in this thing before it, you know, goes to meet its fate. And just so you know, it's not going back on the road. The man who purchased this car for me wants the engine and transmission out of it. So I can't, you know, I can't deny that. That's a good use of this car. I definitely don't think it should be put back on the road. It does drive surprisingly well, though. I'm not kidding. Like, every time I get in this thing, I expect a bunch of rattling and knocking and shaking and banging. The only thing I smell is some exhaust. And those brakes are pretty far down there. Well, looks like we got a phone call. Gonna have to ignore that for now. We got to at least make it home before we can answer any phone calls. But yeah, this is going to be the end of the video. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you in the next one. I apologize if the audio on this is a little shittier than usual. This is my iPhone because I'm at the junkyard. Look, there's a Dodge Diplomat. Ooh. And there's some other junk because we're in the Chrysler section. Anyway, this is a Dodge Shadow. I think it's a 1990. And this is what we're after. This window here. So anyone want to guess what happened when I went to take the window out? Apparently Chrysler rivets these things to the actual track. Like the little bar that attaches to the window is actually riveted to it instead of just glued or bolted. And I shattered the window into about 1 billion pieces, and I cut my hands. You know, it's always nice to cut your hands. And then I got mad and broke this window with a hammer. So there's going to be no window for the Plymouth or the Chrysler or whatever the fuck it's called because this was the last one and I broke it. So let's head home.